Hey YouTube, this is Bernie with Dry Creek Homestead. So today I'm coming to you from inside because it is kind of rainy and miserable outside. So I'm doing my best. I want to try to put out a video uh, or start putting out videos probably uh, once every once every 3 or 4 days. So and probably quicker as the season really gets going. So. Uh, what's going on here? Uh, we got our onions in, and they just showed up, and we also got our seed potatoes in. But right now it's too wet to plant, and it's still raining pretty hard. If it rain lets up, I might go out and try to do some planting. But I just haven't done that yet. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. Let's see what else. So I've been watching a series, and maybe some of you have seen it. It's called The Wartime Kitchen and Garden, and it's basically a documentary, a series. There's several episodes in this series of what it was like in Great Britain during World War II and how they gardened, and not only gardened, but it was the British version of the Victory Garden, and that may be where we got ours. I don't know. And then also, it was the kitchen front. They had the Dig for Victory, and they had the kitchen front where uh, you just had to use everything and not waste anything. And that's really what homesteading is all about. And that's one of the easy ways that we can become more and more self-sufficient. So if you've never seen that, it's called Wartime Kitchen and Garden. I do recommend it. It's a pretty good series. One of the things that I really caught my attention was in England. So they rationed eggs. A lot of people kept chickens in their backyards, but they rationed eggs. And so what would happen is that people would go to the feed store to buy chicken feed. Well, in order to get the chicken feed, you had to turn in your egg ration cards. So if you had chickens, you didn't get an egg ration. And so I thought that was interesting to hear, that it's just kind of interesting to hear how all that stuff went. This year's kind of goofy. We got the election and everything, and people are just so divided, and there's just so much going on in the world that I think it is wise to grow something at least. Grow as much as you can, but grow something just to help yourself out, or stock up if you can't, or learn a new life skill, because boy, the world's getting crazier and crazier, and I don't really want to get into doom and gloom, but I think it's a good idea to learn some skills and become more self-sufficient if you can. What's going on here? So we've got 2 beds of English peas in the ground. Uh, Normally the onions and the potatoes. Well, the onions I need to get in as soon as it quits raining. So they'll be going in this week, and I'll film that. Uh, I'll also I got to start getting the potatoes cut up. Normally in Texas you would plant them around Valentine's Day, but the last couple of years we've had late freezes, and that's hurt them bad. And so I think I'm going to wait until probably around the 1st of March to actually plant the potatoes. Um, just because, when they get dinged that hard by frost, because we've got 2 50-pound sacks. We have the red Lesotas, and it's a white, I cannot remember if it's Kennebec or Yukon Gold. But anyway, I'll let you know that. But anyway, so we've got 2 50-pound sacks of seed potatoes, and that's all got to be cut up. So it's quite a bit of potatoes. Now, we're not just growing those for us, we're also growing those to feed livestock and maybe sell some. But one of the things we did last year, we are in Texas, we do not have a root cellar. And so one of the problems we had was actually storing the potatoes. So this year, so we tried storing some in the ground, and we stored some in the house under beds and in the closet. but neither one of those really worked, not well. And so I think this year we're going to build a clamp when it's time to harvest them, and that's basically a little earthen shelter, and we'll walk you through that, and we'll show you how we do that and see how they store that way. We're hoping we're storing better, or also planning on canning and drying some of them for, like instant mashed potatoes, uh, just because we don't want them going bad. And so anyway, so that's the plan with potatoes. But I also need to get, when we plant the potatoes, that's when I gotta start getting the beets and the carrots and everything. So everything is starting to pick up right now. I'm going to fill some Tupperware trays and do with some potting soil and do a germ test. I've got some old sweet corn seed and some old yellow dent corn seed. I'm going to see if it's still viable. So I'm just going to plant 10 kernels in a Tupperware potting soil and water it and see if it comes up. I'll keep it in the house, see if it comes up. And if it comes up, then I know it ought to come up in the garden. May not be as great a germination, so I may need to put 2 seeds every 8 or 9 inches and then just go in and thin them if they both actually germinate. So that's one thing I gotta get going on. The other thing I gotta get going on is I'll be starting tomatoes today, tomato seeds today, because I like to plant them out. People plant them out in March, and then if you can't cover them, you're gonna lose them. So anyway, but so March is still a little early for putting the tomatoes out. Now, if you're just planting a couple and you got a way to cover them, go for it. Or if you got a cold frame you can put them in and just grow them in a cold frame in a pot, go for it. But for us, we're going to plant these outside. So, and we're going to have, I think it's like 6 or 7 50-foot long beds of Romas, and then we're going to do some more like some cherry tomatoes, some Arkansas Travelers, and Homesteads. And the reason we're doing, and we got Early Girls, Homestead, Arkansas Traveler. We're just going to do a test on those and see which one does the best for us here in this spot. Because when we moved to this location, we were south of here. We were still in Texas, but we were south here in different soil. And so far we've had some kind of tough luck with some of that. So we're gonna try these different varieties, see which one works best for us. I'm sorry, I've got a cold I'm still trying to get over, and my eyes are all watery, and you may be able to tell in the video they're puffy, and so I'm not crying, I promise. I'm just, my eyes are watering though, so it's one of those things. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on here. Like I said, things are really picking up, and I'm going to do my level best to put out a video at least every 3 days, because we're going to be busy, and I want to film all of it so y'all can see what it's going to take to actually be self-sufficient, because you just can't keep buying a store-bought feed at the prices they are right now. You just can't do it. I mean, it doesn't make any financial sense. Used to, you could, but since the pandemic, it doesn't make any financial sense to keep it, not even chickens, the way the chicken feed prices are. But it didn't used to be that way, but it is that way now. So if you're gonna keep this stuff, you got to be able to feed it yourself. And so we're going to grow some of our own grains. Obviously, we're growing a lot of things we don't eat necessarily. My wife, I think she likes cabbage, but I'm not a big cabbage person. But what we don't eat, cabbage is great nutrition for chickens and the pigs. And so anyway, so that's our plan, that's our goal. We're going to take you with us on this walk and show you everything that we've done. Like I said, we haven't been posting real regular here last couple of months because there just hasn't been going. We showed the wheat, and I've given you all some updates on the wheat, but that's really all that's been going on. So but it's fixing to change real quick here. So anyway, but yeah, so the pea video that I put out, those peas are actually starting to emerge, just barely starting to emerge. That's because the soil's a little cool, so it took a little longer. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to, when it dries out, I'll go out there and I'll show you the stand of the peas. Hopefully it does good. So anyway, and we're going to plant some more, and that way we have staggered plantings. And also, I've already got some lettuce and spinach planted out there. Salad bowl green, salad bowl red, and I think the spinach is Olympia if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so I'll give an update on that here. But anyway, so if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next one. Thank you. Bye.